And you learn about 4 type of rheumatoid diseases. Apa dia? Cuba sebut seorang-seorang.
Gout.
Lagi?
Arthritis.
Osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis. SLE.
SLE. Lagi satu?
Dengan gout.
Gout. Lagi?
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
So ada banyak lagi lah, tapi yang the most common 4 mungkin nanti kita memang tak sempat nak belajar semua ya, tapi you all kena tahulah bila ada nak refer kat mana tu penting. Yeah? But why pick up gout as our case discussion today? Why
I
do
think
you
it's the most common.
Commonly
Related to food.
yeah, so gout is very common and it can be treated with MNT. Yeah, and you will see them a lot as part of the comorbid condition because gout, yeah, if you have read, it's also a side effect, yeah. Macam if patient have kidney failure, they might also present with gout. Patient who are obese, yeah, they are also usually come with gout, yeah, and patient who hypercholesterolemia, high cholesterol in the blood, they may also present with high uric acid. Yeah. So in the clinic usually, yeah, I see patient yang mungkin tak ada gout presentation, dia tak ada pun kena attack, tapi they have high uric acid. Yeah. So your management will be also the same. Okay, faham ya? Tak semestinya patient yang ada high uric acid will kena gout, not necessary, but if they are extremely high, they don't care, they don't bother, the MNT was not indicated, then they might present. Macam high uric acid ni macam high glucose level lah, that will lead to diabetes. Yeah? Okay. Alright, so let's present the case. Have you do something with the case, Mr. N?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. You want to present the case to me?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, kita try, eh? Right. So can you show me the whatever you have? Anyone would like to present the case?
Do we have to present screen, doctor?
Yeah, please. So that you are more clear. Okay? I can capture lah.
Actually kita orang bincang dalam WhatsApp group je.
Okay. So then what do you have for the presentation, or you wanted to present verbally?
Verbally, I think
Okay.
so, doctor.
Right, try. Maybe you can upload, show me the slide, my slide tu, so that kita tak lari lah.
Okay, sekejap saya try share screen, doctor. Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, salah pula tempatnya. Okay. Okay, so this is the referral letter. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, tutup. Okay. And from what we have discussed, doctor, actually, we have already calculated the calorie and the NCT as well.
Okay. So present to me. Imagine now I'm your lecturer in the clinic. Kan? You dapat case ni. Macam mana you nak present ke I case ni?
So from the... siapa nak start?
Boleh. Cepat, semua kena belajar.
Identify nutrition related issues there.
Okay, try. Present.
From the referral letter.
Okay. Yelah, present lah. Macam I depan you ni. Okay, now we have a case. Okay, Mariam, present the case to me.
Okay, so the case is about a 35-year-old male who is currently having gout attack with high uric acid level, which is the level and the volume of the uric acid is 415 micromole per liter, and has been and have this symptom 2 months ago, and also been on his BMI. He is obese, morbidly obese, with BMI of 37. Uh, and he also has the risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus. Yeah, that's all from me about the nutrition related issues
Okay.
regarding this patient.
Right. So then, what's next?
So the next is conduct an NCP.
Okay. Who want to present the NCP?
Doctor, can I present the
Sure.
NCP?
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we have already tu dekat bawah ni sekejap. So NCP dia ialah first the medical diagnosis is the doctor prescribe that the doctor dah cakap yang Mr. N has gout attack twice a year. He is also morbid obesity with hypertension, and he also came with high blood pressure. So the assessment on progress for the client history, we put it
Naura.
as he is
Naura ada
working
kelas
as an
ngaji
IT
dengan ustazah.
technician and mostly
Tak
sitting.
nak.
So he
Tolong,
is sedentary. He is single, not married. His family history is his father had kidney failure before, and maybe had episodes of gout. So and his mother has type 2 diabetes mellitus. So for his AD, his weight is 80 kilogram, his height is 1.61, and his BMI is 34.7. The weight is stabilized since last year. So for PD, his BP is 120 over 85. It is hypertension stage 1 because the diastolic yang bawah tu is more than 80. So it is hypertension stage 1. For his food history, the calorie from the 24-hour dietary recall that we have that is given, he ate 2,712 kilocalorie, but he also avoid junk food and processed foods, but he did not know anything about goat diet. And because he is not married, so he mostly eat out. And from his biochemical data, his uric acid is 415, which is in a danger category. The uric acid is so high that it is in the danger zone, and his fasting blood glucose is 4.8. It is considered as normal because normal is below than 5.5. And we concluded that his nutrition diagnosis, his problem is excessive energy intake. His etiology is food and nutrition related knowledge deficit because he said that he does not know anything about gout diet. And his signs and symptom is he is eating 2,712 kilocalorie. Actually, we are kind of confused with the nutrition diagnosis for the problem and signs and symptom part, doctor. That's all.
For the problem, sign and symptom. Okay.
Yes, because we have seen from the food history that he ate a lot of high purine food, but we don't know how to write it. Is it excessive purine intake?
Do they have
Yes.
excessive purine intake in the table of NCP? Under intake, ada purine? Dah check dah?
Rasa macam tak ada. Tak
Yeah.
ada. Dekat micro pun tak ada.
Okay, that's right. So you can't use them then. Yeah. Okay, so
kalau tak ada tak boleh guna dah, doktor.
yeah, sebab that's what the standard kan kita kena guna. But we have to think how. Alright. Okay. Afika, macam mana nak present? Let me listen to all your skill first before I can conclude. Maybe you want to try beside Husna? Mariam dah try tadi. This is why we have this small group, yeah. I wanted to more engage with you guys. Okay.
Afika nak present slide mana? Kita bukakan.
Slide sekejap ni.
Slide doktor.
Slide yang breakfast semua tu.
Breakfast. Alia punya ke?
Okay, maybe you wanted to, yang mana you nak present FH? You want
Yang
to
ni
try?
ke?
Yes,
Okay
FH.
lah.
So you can present the
Alright.
you present the detail of FH, yeah? Okay.
Okay. For the FH, for the breakfast, he actually ate dua ketul pau ayam. Bila kita orang cari, we found that two ketul pau ayam it is about 406 kilocalorie. When he not eat at pau ayam, he will eat one piece of roti canai with dal curry, which is about 316 kilocalorie. And for the KPO, with he actually consume it with 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. About 300 kilocalorie like that. And then this is basadin. It is for the his tea time, which is one pieces about 153 kilocalorie. And next is for his lunch. He ate nasi putih penuh. It's about 499 kilocalorie. And for the lauk, he consumed udang sambal about 2 to 3 ketul, which is about 50 kilocalorie. And also hati ayam goreng kacang panjang 2 ke 3 ketul, lebih kurang 152 kilocalorie. And this char kway teow is actually for his tea time after his work about 6 p.m. It's about 742 kilocalorie. And for his dinner, he ate it about at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's about 350 kilocalorie. For the total of the calorie for his consumption is about 2,712 kilocalorie. And what we see from his diet, he actually consume high purine food almost all of his meal time.
Okay. Right. Ada nak tambah lagi?
Saya
Okay.
Sabrina.
Okay, Sabrina nak tambah. Okay.
nak analyse makanan yang high purine.
Okay.
So first for breakfast, he consumed 2 pieces of pau ayam, and pau ayam consists of is high in purine because it has yeast in it, and also he consumed Nescafe. Nescafe, the decaffeinated drink will contribute to dehydration, which may lead to high, which lead to dehydration and also cause the accumulation of the when caffeinated dehydration.
Urine dia sap.
Urine. So dia punya output urine dia tinggi, menyebabkan dehydration. So bila dehydration dalam badan dia, pengumpulan uric acid dalam badan tu tinggi dan tak dapat dissolve. Bila tak dapat dissolve, dia akan menyebabkan pengumpulan dekat joint dia yang menyebabkan gout attack. So next is bansadin for his tea time, which also high in purine content. Okay, so for the lunch, he consumed udang sambal and hati ayam goreng. So because this patient doesn't have knowledge on gout diet, he consumed seafood and liver, which is also high in purine content. And for his another tea time, which is after lunch, he consumed char kway teow, and char kway teow kerang, and commonly char kway teow has kerang in it. And seafood and kerang is also one of the seafood, and it also high in purine.
Okay.
Next,
Okay. Ada lagi nak tambah?
for dinner. Boleh scroll bawah.
Husna loading kot.
Okay. So tak apa.
So for dinner, he also consume seafood, fried rice with seafood. nasi goreng seafood, which is also high in purine. We can conclude that we can conclude that almost all his mealtime has high purine food.
Okay. All right. So you talk about the purine,
Okay,
right? How about Alia? You want to add on anything from the NCP that your
to
group has
add
presented?
I want to add about the recommendation for the patient can.
No, not yet.
About
Because
the food frequency.
no, not yet. I'm stopping at assessment dulu. Yeah, then nanti kita buat ni sebab the goal here I wanted you guys to be able to present as well as to assess. Okay, anything Alia you wanted to add on the assessment that your friend has been missing presenting them?
Assessment.
Ada Alia?
Question kot Alia?
Okay. Tak ada nak tambah apa-apa Alia?
Allah. Merah.
Question pasal makanan apa?
How about the food checklist? Did you look into the food checklist? What?
Yes.
Okay, what is the role of food checklist, Alia?
About the food check.
What is the role of food checklist?
Usna buka jap. Food checklist is to see the frequency of the patient.
What can you understand from here?
Frequent the patient eat.
Say again, tak dengar saya.
Sekejap, I want to open the food frequency.
Okay.
Alia, Husnan dah buka kan ni?
Ada depan ni.
Okay, jap. Loading jap, lambat.
Okay, tak apa.
Tak keluar. Ya. Sekejap, saya buka dekat ni sendirilah.
Naura, slow sikit Naura.
Okay, so for the food checklist.
How can you conclude from the food checklist here? Yeah.
So the patient did not take the fruit, which is actually fruit is essential for the gout patient because to eat more fruit and vegetable and whole grain, and then the patient also take the protein base, which is from the seafood, kerang, chicken liver, which is high in protein. But actually, person should take limit poultry, but he take list about the poultry and the limit, and then he consume black coffee, which is caffeinated drink that we like Sab mentioned just now, and then
Okay.
and then the vegetable is not a variety vegetable because he only consume the kacang panjang.
Okay. Right. So when you have food checklist, Alia, what you have in mind when you wanted to extract the information for the case?
I think that's it.
Macam mana you nak tahu benda tu? Dengar tak I cakap? Dengar tak soalan I, Alia? Okay, tak apa. Alia dia tak berapa jelas. Okay. Let's I summarize.
The category of the food.
Okay, lagi. Tapi apa yang guide you in presenting
Dengar?
and choosing?
Sila
Maksudnya?
doktor. Apa?
Maksud saya, bila you ada food checklist, what are the things that guide you to highlight certain food? Are you going to highlight everything from the sky? Okay. So, it comes to prioritization. Okay, so I will explain that later. But let me start with this, how you start the presentation. Yeah. Congratulations, Mariam. You almost there in introducing the case. Okay, go back to this referral letter. Yeah, so bila kita dapat case, we need to introduce our case. The main important when you wanted to introduce your case are reason of referral. And that reason of referral, to me, is clinical indication for you to match, for you to match your management. As I mentioned dulu-dulu juga, when you learn MNT1, kan, bila pesakit datang, pesakit akan datang dengan banyak penyakit, betul? Dia boleh datang dengan obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, hypercholesterol and gout. Among these 5, how are you going to prioritize? Kan? And that should be the same together with the clinical goal that the doctor is also indicated. Faham maksud saya? So maksudnya dalam konteks ni, kalau doktor kata now dia nak treat gout, then you as a dietitian, Husna ada dalam ni? Ada kan? Takut terlepas.
Ada doktor.
Right. So you as a dietitian must prioritize gout. Okay. Okay. And it's clear from the assessment, patient is also take food that can increase uric acid, which will be digested or broke down into the purine, kan? And that mainly come from which food group?
Protein based.
Correct. Then look at into your ND sekarang. What is your ND?
Excessive energy intake.
Make sense tak? Energy. Make sense?
No.
Energy is for what?
No.
Energy for
Obesity.
Nampak? Okay. Right. So that's why you have to marry, you have to use what is the reason of referral to guide your prioritization as well. Yeah. But if, for example, patient is also have gout, but gout is under control, the one that is not under control is diabetes. Yeah, then you can start with diabetes. Right? Then maybe even as I mentioned in the previous group or in this group lah ya. So kalau uric acid tinggi, tak semestinya dia ada gout presentation. Yeah. So kalau maybe uric acid dia tinggi, then you tell patient, okay puan, your uric acid is high, and if we do not treat this, you will be at risk of having gout in the future. Yeah. But today I'm going to tell you about diabetes first because your glucose is not controlled, for example. But now patient is have gouty attacks. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, almost there, tapi NCP group ni tak berapa lengkap. Okay, let me tell you. Go back to referral letter. Husna, please.
Okay, doktor. Sekejap.
Okay, Right, apa makna anak panah turun ke bawah tu? Saja-saja air letak ke? Nampak tak?
Mana?
Yang kat sebelah high uric tu ke doktor?
Sebelah hypertension. Dekat atas
Oh.
sekali. Ada
Tak
makna
perasan
tak?
pun.
Tak perasan.
Ada makna tak, Mariam?
Ada ke makna doktor?
Tension.
Takkanlah I suka-suka je nak tulis.
Tak perasan.
Okay, what does it mean?
Hypertension ni dah berkurang.
No, you can see bawah tu increase the dose of medication. Tak boleh kata dia dah kurang kan?
Oh, tak boleh.
Okay. So, apa agak-agaknya? Maksudnya, anak panah ke bawah ni adalah he is under follow up KK Seri Kembangan. Maksudnya patient are well treated at the klinik kesihatan. And patient was treated with furosemide and atenolol. Tapi mungkin the blood pressure is increasing, but that was not related at the moment. Could be dia increase blood pressure sebab pain. Kan, bila tak cukup rehat, dia sakit, BP boleh naik juga. But the doctor increase the dose. But it's not your interest or priority at this point of time. You have to look at into reason of referral, and that reason of referral should be included in your introduction of the case. So contoh, Okay, we have here, yes, okay, I would like to explain the case. What we have here today, a 35-year-old male who is referred to us because of having high uric acid, more than berapa tadi, with gouty attacks since the last 2 months. Okay, and if he get the attack, it will be lasting about 4 to 5 days. Currently treated with allopurinol, ibuprofen, and prednisolone. He will be still on allopurinol. So I wanted you to study what is the role of allopurinol here. Kena faham lah. Ya, macam tu bila kita study MNT, kita kena tengok, oh, doktor still continue allopurinol. So what is allopurinol? What is the indication of allopurinol?
To treat gout.
Yeah, so to treat gout. How they treat gout? Is for
They reduce
preventive.
by the amount of uric acid measured by the body.
Yeah, is it a preventive drug or is it a treating drug?
Reducing or treat.
Ya, dia ada ubat yang memang macam doktor just bagi as a precautions, ya, prophylaxis. Dia panggil kan, belum kena tapi bagi je. Allopurinol sometimes can be acted as that, as a prophylaxis, ya. Cuba fahamkan apa maksud prophylaxis. Ya, sebab tu dia tak lama tu, tengok dia kata continuing his allopurinol until the next 2 weeks. And he's on ibuprofen as needed. What is the role of ibuprofen here?
Or reduce hormone that cause inflammation.
NSAID. What is the role of NSAID?
Reduce inflammation.
In other word,
Anti-inflammatory.
that's very book. So why doctor put ibuprofen here?
Kurangkan sakit.
Yes, that's the point.
Painkiller.
Yeah, because now patient has rapid onset of pain and swelling, kan? Yeah, so then patient on ibuprofen as needed. Macam you all on paracetamol, kalau you all sakit as needed.
Painkiller lah.
Yeah, painkiller. NSAID, that's the role. When they reduce inflammation, they reduce pain. Yeah, that's from the patient perspective. Okay, that's how you introduce. Then patient are referred for managing his gouty to reduce his uric acid. So reason of referral must be clearly indicated when you present the case. Faham semua? Okay, I wanted you guys to try to familiarize, ya. Tak nak nanti present case, terus present, oh patient datang kat klinik ni puan sebab dia nak, no, I don't want to hear that way. We are professional, we have to present, okay, we have a case, 35-year-old, nama tak boleh sebut, yeah, who is referred by Dr. Ismi, our FMS specialist, yeah, to help him to manage his gout. He has just had an attack about 2 weeks ago, since the last 2 months, and now currently treated with allopurinol for the next 2 weeks and on painkiller. Macam tu caranya, ya. So almost there, your group, Mariam is almost there, but need more detail on that. Okay, now let's move on to NCP. Okay.
Doktor nak saya present NCP ke?
Ya, buka NCP. You dah present tadi, so buka NCP. I wanted to tell you how to present. Okay. Right. So, CH ada yang tertinggal kat sini?
Umur, age.
Betul, umur, comorbidities, ya. Currently treated kat mana, ya. Right. And then your NFPE tak ada dalam ni? Okay, apa komponen NFPE?
Muscle loss, fat loss.
Ada fat loss ke patient ni?
Ada.
Be specific to the case. Be specific to the case.
Dia sakit tu. Apa? Dia punya gout tu kat mana?
Okay, good. Right? So maybe when you assess, you tengok ada sakit lagi, you tanya Mr. N, are you still in pain? Yes, I'm in pain. Yeah, then you cakap, okay, bila pain tu berapa? Sakit sangat ke? Bila?
Skala dia.
Yeah, but you can also ask. Okay, what else? What else from the case?
NFPE ke doktor?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, nanti sit down and discuss, ada dalam tu. Right? Okay. AD, FH. Okay, FH. Because FH is our, what we call that? Our main role. Yeah, so FH is very important. Okay, macam mana nak present FH ni? Baca satu-satu ke? Sebab kalau baca, I pun dah baca.
Kita highlightkan yang
Makanan yang high.
case dia.
Apa yang kita nak prioritize? Pasal
Okay.
dia punya dengan nutrition related issues dia tadi.
Okay, Mariam nak try maybe seayat. Macam ni you nak start agak-agak. Kalau you diberi tugas untuk present FH.
So, kalau pada FH,
Maybe you wanted to go back to the slide. Kita nak tengok.
based dia punya food history, which
Okay, tak apa kita
on
tengok.
this patient food history,
Okay. So macam mana you nak present ni?
he consume high purine diet, high purine food in his his meal. And maybe I will highlight which is
Okay.
the food that is high in purine.
Okay, present lah Mariam. Then you tell me.
Oh, okay.
Jangan describe, present.
Oh, okay. So, this from breakfast, you can see that he consumed pulp, which is equivalent, which is we know it is high in yeast, because and also Nescafe, which is high in caffeine. And also in the tea time, he consume sardine bun or bilis or anchovies one, which both of these ingredient contain high purine.
Okay.
And also
Alright.
in the lunch.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mariam. Yeah. Okay, let me try Afika. Kalau I suruh you present macam mana? Teori tu betul dah. Bila nak present tu lari lagi. Okay, try Afika.
Start dari awal.
Tak kisahlah daripada FH. I wanted you to present FH ni.
Ish.
Apa nak start present first? Kalau you diberi tugas untuk present FH.
High purine food juga.
Okay, present.
Okay. Actually, this patient consume high purine food in every of his meal, which is such as yeast from the pulp, from the bun, and the protein sauce, which is sardine, and bilis also have high in purine. And then he also consume hati ayam, and the frequency is 3 to 4 per week. And this is hati ayam also high in purine, and he also consume a lot of seafood in his meal, almost like for lunch, tea time, and dinner. And
Okay.
seafood is also
Okay. Good. Okay, Husna, cuba you conclude. Which one do you think are the version that you think is good?
I think Afika's one, because she tell the frequency of the high purine food that he consumed.
Okay. Aliyah, did you realize?
Yes.
I agree. Afika is a little bit better version as compared to Sab and Mariam. But why? Or you cannot realize that?
Because conclude for the lunch, tea time and dinner is high in purine.
Okay. Right. Okay. Did you remember tak masa sekolah menengah kita belajar buat rumusan?
Yeah.
Belajar Apa yang
Belajar.
cikgu cakap? Apa
Belajar.
cikgu cakap when you are learning about doing rumusan?
Point.
Okay. Ada point dia yang tersurat dan
Tersirat.
Right. Okay. Ingat lagi tu? Ni semua BM score A kan? Okay. Alright. So remember when you present for FH, The tersurat, I as a lecturer or maybe CI, they already know that.
Okay.
Yeah? But what you have to know is tersirat. And that art of presenting the FH is also the art of, are you telling your patient later on? Number one. So you need to analyze. Number two, the patient may not always eat pau ayam every breakfast. If you go by meal, you just waste your time. You have to remember during that 45 minutes, you cannot spend too much on the diet part. Right? So if you tend to explain, okay, your breakfast, 2 ketul ayam ni, tinggi purin. Your tea time, ban sardin tinggi purin. Your hati ayam during lunch is tinggi purin. So, you kind of waste your time. Okay, so we need to do yang tersirat, yang patient tak nampak.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the layman term. Okay, right. Yang ketiga, you are so specific. By right, when we wanted to present FH to the CI, we have to talk about the meal pattern first. Okay, how about the meal pattern? To start with, how many meal patient eat in a day? Any
5.
skipping meal?
5.
No.
5.
So you can say that. How about the time?
Not normal.
Which part yang not normal?
The
Dinner.
tea time and the dinner.
Dinner.
Right.
Tea time yang
For
dia.
dinner.
Is there a need for the snack, do you think?
No.
Maybe
Right.
snack perlu tapi
Maybe
bukan
healthy
sepetel.
snack.
Okay. So maybe you can start with patient eat 3 main meal, kan? 2 snack in between, which is high calorie food, especially after lunch, the tea time snack in the afternoon, and then he has late dinner, usually after 9. He eat mostly outside food, kan?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you have to explain, the overall dulu. Okay, then you go by the calories. The calories is high, then you have to do your the comparative standard. The calories is high, exceeded the requirement. He currently take about blah blah blah. And the carbohydrate is higher than the recommended. So semua tu kena present. Okay, alright. And then as the patient referred for gout, it is clear from the diet that he take high purine food. Mainly from, kan, you know,
Food.
you should go by yang kalau purine kan dia ada kategori high, moderate and low. So during the acute attack, you have to focus more on the
High.
high part. So the high purine such as yeast come from the bun and pau, okay, as well as the protein base, the type of protein which is mainly producing high purine, such as internal organ and seafood. Okay, so that's where you have to treat. Okay, then other than high purine, what are the MNT strategies to help patient managing his gout beside high purine? What else?
Caffeinated.
Okay, caffeinated 2 kali sehari. Is that okay?
No.
What is the recommendation? 2 kopi.
2 cup a day.
2 cup lah. Patient minum berapa?
2 cup.
Then okay, so that's still okay. Okay, so what else that are missing here?
Sugar dia
tinggi.
Sugar is a concern for gout at the moment?
No.
Okay, buang dulu. Okay, apa yang paling penting?
Fluid.
Correct, fluid. Cukup
Air,
tak
air.
fluid? Ada tak dalam
Tahu.
diet ni?
Nutrition
Dia tak bagi tahu.
Okay, so bila you buat gout attack, you have to ask how much fluid intake in a day. Kena ada dalam checklist. In a day, how many meal you drink water? I presume patient tak minum air kot. Dia minum kopi je. Right? So then, because of that, he has not much gout. He has not much fluid. That cannot flush the urine out. So 2 benda tu yang critical. High purine, not much fluid. Long-term management apa? Long-term management?
Weight loss.
Weight
Weight
loss.
loss.
Itu later lah, after
Weight
patient
loss.
come again. So now we have to help him on the attack at the moment. Faham?
Faham.
Okay. So I think that's all for today. I spent 40 minutes with you guys. So I wanted you all to now write back the NCP, make sure complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baiklah.
And then plan the meal based on what we have just discussed. Yeah,
Okay.
using the NCP form that UPM has produced.
Yang
Okay?
doktor bagi hari tu dalam grup tu ke doktor?
Betul. Guna yang tu. Ya, dan mesti complete. Tengok NFPE, tengok jadual NCPT, ENCPT, do more study about it. Okay.
Alright.
So another note, patient is also on hypertensive drug. And one of them is diuretic.
Yes.
And please read how that diuretic agent will lead to dehydration perhaps. Yeah. And patient not aware on it. And that may actually increase his future risk of having high uric acid as well. Kan? Dia tak cukup air, dia consume a lot of purine. That actually trigger the gouty attacks. Faham semua?
Faham.
Okay, good. Alright, so ada apa-apa soalan before I leave this group?
Yeah, doctor. So we need to finish the NCP.
Do we need to buat meal plan?
Cuba tengok di goal the learning outcome dekat page kedua.
Kena buat.
Kena.
Tengok learning outcome tu kan ada?
Alright.
At the end to produce the NCP as well as to produce the meal plan and you have to visualize them.
Berapa hari doktor meal plan ni?
3 hari. Yeah?
3 hari. Okay doktor.
Right. And then
Doktor, meal plan ni kan. Sebab dia kata kat sini dia working. Dia macam dia duduk seorang, dia bujang apa semua. Maksudnya kita kena advise patient ni untuk masak sendiri kan.
What do you think? You think is that important?
No. Good
Sebab
choice.
kalau
To manage his gout maybe tak. Tapi to manage his hypertension or weight loss maybe yes.
I would recommend I teach my patient to cook at home. Maybe you wanted to think about maybe kalau patient sibuk 9-6 how to cook and freeze the food. Kan preparing over the weekend. Yes, you can suggest that. Right?
Baiklah.
Menu-menu yang sesuai untuk orang bujang lelaki. Janganlah letak chapati pagi-pagi suruh buat. Kan tak terkejar. So you have to think. I have made, this is a real case of mine. Yeah. So macam mana you nak? And I recommend him to prepare food at home. Yeah. And I said this is jimat. Yeah. It's simple. So I wanted you to think about it. Yeah, this is common. So usually in my clinic, I give a lot of menus. So you have to know apa yang boleh masak simple dish for men and apa yang boleh makan di luar as a healthier food.
Okay.
Alright? So you can put as part of your education. Yeah? That okay. So that will be good. Okay, apa yang you belajar hari ni? Ada apa-apa pertama soalan ada dan kalau tak ada, tell me. Did you learn something from today's?
Yes.
Okay, apa dia? Apa dia?
Then how to present.
The right way to present.
The right way to present the kids.
Surat tersirat.
Yeah.
Tersurat.
Rumusan.
Alright, yeah. Because that will help you when you see patient. Ya, bila I jumpa patient, memang I akan buat NCP tu satu-satu. I akan cakap, okay, from your diet, you eat 3 main meal. That's good. Yeah, 2 snack, but I think the snack may not be necessary. Your dinner is quite late as well. Yeah, so I akan explain to the patient. Macam doktor kan, bila you pergi doktor, doktor cakap tak? Bila dia buat physical examination kat you tu, okay, nampaknya you punya BP ni tinggi sikit, you punya ni kan?
Betul-betul.
You demam, suhu you mungkin 38 ni, demam ni, oh tekak you merah, ada bengkak sikit. So diet, kita kena buat juga macam tu lah. We tell the patient what are the issues. That's what we call nutritional issues. Okay, we highlight. Macam tadi patient dah, it's good that you avoid junk food and processed food. That's wonderful. But your diet is rich in purine. That may cause you having high uric acid, and if not controlled, then it can cause now gout. Faham? Itu maksudnya. Ya. So I wanted you guys to practice. Ya. You can tape yourself supaya bila you go and present to your CI or me, then you know the art of presenting. Okay? Alright. So
Okay,
kalau
Doktor.
tak ada apa-apa soalan, I leave first 45 minit with this group. Ya. Marah
Sorry,
group lain.
Doktor.
Sorry, Doktor.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Doktor. Thank
Assalamualaikum.
you.
Bye.
So,